Sometimes when manifesting any specific person or changing a behavior in someone, we have to deal with them in the 3D. And we get confronted with the contrast, the difference between our inner world and what's going on in the screen of time. So today we are talking about how to deal with that, because I know it's not a simple task, okay? But before we get into it, hello everyone. If you're new here, my name is Al, and if you're in need of coaching, go to my description box. All information is there. But right now, let's just get into today's topic. So whenever I am manifesting someone in a romantic way, so someone to choose me, to want to be with me, to commit to me, I prefer not to be in contact with them. It is my preference because to the person that I am, it makes things much easier. You know, I don't have to overthink what is happening. I don't have to worry about my emotional stability. I can consistently persist in the story without any doubts and so on. It's not that I cannot deal with the 3D. We all have to learn how to deal with the 3D because there are situations where you have to deal with them, but it makes it easier. But I know that in many cases we can't choose, right? If you are manifesting a change in a family member or in a colleague at work or your boss or a friend, or even if you are with your specific person, you have to live at the same house or you have kids with them, or you guys have the same friends, right? So for all of us, it's important to learn how to make the 3D less important, less real. Before we talk about how to deal with that person in the 3D, I have to make you aware of something. If you are in contact with your specific person because you feel the need to have them around you, like as if they were your pacifier, okay, that's a big sign that there is something that you are missing. There is a void that you are feeling with that person. That person is just a symbol of the desire that you have, but it's not the desire itself. We assign a meaning to someone so that we don't deal with the root of the problem. So you have to find out what is it that you are missing within you, that you are feeling with that person. What is your real desire? Because that alone could be the reason why you cannot have them, because you are giving them too much importance, and on the other hand, you are not taking care of the root of the problem. To figure out what it is, you have to start asking questions to yourself. Ask yourself what it is that make you need that person. Is it because they give you a sense of security? Then manifest yourself to be the person who feels always secure within yourself and in every other relationship, okay? Is it that they make you feel wanted, needed, loved, adored, chased, pursued, desired? Whatever it is, manifest yourself to know, this is who I am. I don't need anyone, I don't need the validation of anyone in the 3D to feel that way. This is my true self. I know that I am wanted. I know that I am desired. I know that whoever I love loves me back. I know that the man that I want loves me more, you know. Manifest yourself to be that person. Fill that void with the existence of what you are needing. And it cannot be a person. It's not, the void is not a person. The answer is always within you. If you are right now dealing with someone in the 3D that you're manifesting, maybe it's a romantic interest or a change in behavior in a friend, a family member, a colleague, it doesn't really matter, everything's the same. But in my opinion, it is important to learn how to separate your inner world from the 3D, okay? Because in the 3D, they may not be there yet where you want them to be. But as long as you are doing the inner work, as long as you are working on your beliefs, your assumptions about yourself and them and the world, they are going to get there. A bridge of incidents is going to unfold and get them where they have to be to reflect your new self-concept back to you. And you can trust this, because this always happens this way. The 3D is not going to be blank for you. What I would not do is to start pretending that things are what they are not, because you can hurt yourself by doing that, okay? If you are always expecting in every conversation them to be like, oh, I love you, I want to be with you, or maybe to see that change in behavior in them, you can end up being disappointed and questioning yourself, overthinking. While if you are just dealing with them like you deal with any other person, and you are just coming from a good place, you're just coming from your new self-concept, and you are not really judging the 3D, then you're going to see how easier it becomes. So in my case, the way that I do that is whenever I am manifesting someone, let's say a love interest, okay, and I am dealing with them in the 3D, I talk to them, I act towards them as if they were any other person that I know. The same with family members or friends or colleagues. I would always act towards them as I would act towards any other family member or any other friends or any other colleagues. I'm not judging the 3D, I'm just being myself and acting, the best way that I can, the kindest way that I can, the most respectful way that I can. I try not to bring my expectations into the conversation. I try to allow things to happen in a normal way. And the reason why I do that is because there was a time when I was manifesting someone who was part of my circle of friends, okay? So I had to deal with them. And as I said in the beginning, I have a tendency to overthink when they are around, right? So I would always tell myself, okay, calm down. You don't have to know everything. Things are happening behind the curtains. This is quite normal. We all have doubts. You just have to learn how to deal with them. I was working on getting centered and just focus on myself and separate that inner world from the contrast, right? And one day I had a dream. With that person that I don't know in person. I know that he exists. He is somewhat famous. And I asked him, how do I get this guy? How do I get this guy in my dream? It was funny. And he looked at me and he was, if you want to get the guy, you have to learn how not to give a damn. And I woke up and I was like, that's brilliant. Okay, whether it was my subconscious mind letting me know something or my higher self or God consciousness just giving me that tip, I was like, that's brilliant. This is exactly what I have to do. So whenever I am in the 3D interacting with them, whether it is a love interest, a friend, family member, it doesn't really matter, it's all the same. Try not to make things too important to you, their reactions. Try not to make them too personal. Try to just allow them to happen. And you are responsible for yourself, for your actions, for your reactions, okay? You don't have to buy into what the 3D is trying to sell you. So you have to separate what is happening in the 3D from what is going on in your inner world. You have to learn how not to give a damn to what is happening, to their reactions or their actions. You have to understand that if they are not showing up the way that you want, the way that you have imagined, then you are not in your end yet. And that's okay. You are going to get there, but you have to persist in what's going on in your inner world. You have to allow it to unfold naturally and not overthink and not become desperate and not become needy, and just trust that consciousness knows exactly what you want and it's going to make it manifest. And the less you react to the undesirable circumstances or the contrast, the faster it's going to give it to you. It's going to make it manifest in your life, okay? You can do that. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe to my channel. We're going to talk soon. Bye, guys.